10 minutes ago I couldn't have stood here. Well, I could, but there was every likelihood that I could have been attacked. And that was by a huge swarm of bees which were in here. Whether they've spent the night here or whether they've come out of one of the local nests, most of which I thought had died out in the Eakring area, and this was their first port of call while they were looking for another nest, I don't know. But it was the most tremendous, one of the best things I've ever seen, although when I realised what was happening I was less keen on calling it one of the best things that I saw. I got quite worried to the point of having to go out into the field and crouch down, while still keeping an air of, well, shall we say, professionalism. Don't laugh, and keeping the camera running. There isn't a single honeybee here now, but it wasn't like that 10 minutes ago, and this short video basically documents it. Don't expect any David Attenborough-like sort of life on earth footage, because you won't get it on this channel and you won't get it with this video. But what you will get is an almost lived-in experience of a swarm of honeybees. You may well be able to hear that there is a buzz in the air, and that buzz is a huge swarm of honeybees. I've had to crouch down. I think I need to get away from here, go out into the field, because they're all over. I've never seen a moving swarm of bees. I imagined it to be a tight group, but it isn't. This is a huge swarm at sort of just, well, 4 or 5 feet off the ground. It's gradually edging over to the left, where they initially were. They've gone. They're all down there moving as it would appear a violent swarm. I've no idea whether they would be violent. I presume they aren't. I need to retrace them. Well, this is very new to me. I can't hear them now. I always imagined that honeybees swarmed much in the manner as you would see wasps in a cartoon. It was like a ball of wasps chasing somebody. But they were nothing like that. And they moved apace. I still can't hear them. But they headed down here. There's a nice male yellow wagtail. There is no sign. That was quite something. I know you won't see it on what I've recorded, but also quite unnerving as well. I mean, I've come within 2 or 3 feet of a swarm of bees, and that was a swarm that was settled. These were far from settled. Well, that was something quite incredible. It's the first time I have ever seen a flying swarm, and I didn't expect that a flying swarm of honeybees would be like that. But it's turned an ordinary, beautiful spring day's walk into quite an event. I never expected to see, or as it turned out, to hear that. Just walking up this hedge now, it's completely innocuous. You can't hear the buzz of anything other than a passing bluebottle fly. But when I approached a certain point in the hedge, about 100 or so yards up the field here, I heard buzzing, and then I looked, and then there was just hundreds and hundreds, well, thousands of honeybees swirling around in a mass. And they weren't in a concentrated mass, as you could see. They covered a larger area. So I moved out into the field, and that's where I started filming from, and I crouched down in that field. But there appeared to be bees coming past me to join that flying swarm. I really expected the swarm to be much denser than that. As I've mentioned in that walking piece I did to camera, I expected it to be almost a cartoon-like swarm of angry hornets or wasps that you see, almost concentrated like a football, or an elongated, broad, condensed line of angry hornets and wasps. But it wasn't. It was worrying because, say, the appearance that they gave was that they weren't docile, but I didn't get stung, didn't get approached by any, and so probably a good thing that I did sort of crouch down as low as possible. But then that swarm started moving, and it started to come down this hedge, and at first I could follow it from a safe distance, but then it must have gained pace, and I soon lost all sight and sound of it. And I've gone down to the corner here, and I still can't trace it. Whether they've gone across the field further on, or whether they've continued round this line of mature hawthorns and other trees. Maybe they are gathered and have swarmed somewhere. I don't know, but it was the most incredible thing I've seen, but at the same time unnerving, almost to the point of being slightly frightening, to be honest. Well, I didn't expect that. I know it doesn't show well on the camera or on the footage, but I hope I've conveyed how I felt and the impression that it gave me.